Hello, this is Notaspringchick, and we're coming to you on how to stretch your dollar. Today we're going to be talking about flights. Yes, airplanes. Do people still do that? They still travel via airplane?
That's what they say.
Because they keep adding all those fuel surcharges. Did you realize that? Because you're sitting there looking at, well, what's the cheapest way to get an air flight? And is it cheaper to get there via plane or via car? So here's the number one thing, because most of these things you've probably already heard, which is, be flexible on your dates, right? You've heard that one before. Be willing to have a layover. Well, what if you don't want to have a layover, you don't have a flexible date, and you want the cheapest price? What are some other ways you can do it? One of them is joining all those clubs via email. I know who wants to join all those. They really do have some good programs. The airlines will send you out different places, different, what do you want to call it, promos, to help fill up their flight. I used to do that all the time when I lived on the East Coast, and I have to tell you, I had so much fun. I'd find out on Tuesday or Wednesday where all the flights were and figure out where I was going that weekend. It was a lot of fun. But you don't always have that flexibility, or maybe you want to plan in advance. So there's a couple of other ways. Well, first of all, join the clubs. They can send you out the promos. Make sure if you travel, for example, United Airlines or some Delta or some of the other airlines, quite often you join their, of course, frequent flyer program, but also join so that when you're waiting at the airport, it's not quite as painful, and you can enjoy the splendor of hanging out in their lounges. Let's see. So when you're booking your flight, you can go to those websites, like Travelocity or Orbit, or places like that, and if you look on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, I didn't say fly on Tuesdays or Wednesdays because you already know those are the cheapest days to fly on. But if you look for flights on Tuesday and Wednesdays, usually the flights end up being less. Does that sound odd? Well, it is. But a lot of times I have friends that swear by that and will only book flights on those days because they think it's the cheapest way to book. The other thing is when you buy your ticket, if you check Travel or Orbitz or something like that, also check with the airline directly because the airfares are not always the same. And also, their cancellation and change policies may be a little bit different because those are other things that you want to consider.
Online, you generally, if you pay a fee, they'll let you cancel the ticket. If you don't pay a fee, it may be a non-cancelable ticket. Also, one other thing to remember about online is that they'll all put cookies on your computer, so they'll lock in exactly what you were looking for the last time you were there and know that you're what you want, and they may raise the price on you when you come back. So clean the catch out on your computer before you go back to look at the site.
I know. I mean, you may think that sounds kind of odd, but we just experienced that yesterday when we were booking travel arrangements to go to Las Vegas for an upcoming trade show. So make sure to clean out the cookies and the cache in your computer while you're looking so you can get those better airfares. When you buy your ticket, now this is something most people probably never thought of, is print out the terms and conditions. You think, well, that sounds kind of strange. Well, with airfares and tickets going up, what, $120?
$120 round trip now.
I know, can you believe that? And you're thinking the price of the ticket went up? Well, it's all those extra charges. So print out the terms and the conditions when you buy your ticket, because those terms and conditions may change by the time that you fly. And so those fares that you thought you locked in and you don't have any way to prove that those additional fees weren't there, well, you may find yourself with less luggage.
This morning they announced also you do that because there are not as many people at the counters now to handle the problems. And if you can't prove it, basically you could end up missing your flight.
Oh gosh, that's horrible. They always tell you to come early. So the best thing is print out your documentation, have it with you there, and also make sure you read that fine print because, well, first of all, how heavy does your luggage have to be, or can it be, to go onto the airplane, and when do they start charging you more? How many pieces can you take? What size can they be? How many can you have? And then if you do have extra luggage, how much is it going to cost you? Oh, two.
The second one now costs you money.
Is that the second one you check?
That's the second one basically, they'll let you carry on a small carry-on, one bag. A second one costs you money now. And it can cost you up to $50 round trip.
So make sure you read that. In fact, I'm going to take a look because I thought I could have a carry-on plus my purse. I might have to throw it all in together.
You can't have a carry-on and a purse.
Oh, man.
You can only have the carry-on and a little plastic bag with your stuff in it.
So, okay, check all that stuff out. Now here's a little trick. Because if you go to the counter, they will weigh it. But sometimes if you go at the baggage, or you check at the baggage, I'm telling you all my secrets now, and you don't go inside, if it's off a little bit, they don't ignore it. Just make sure you tip the guy well.
Right, man. You know, curbside baggage check is the fastest way to go.
Now, I know this may sound a little strange, and you're like, yeah, I know it. Now, you may laugh at this, but I remember once when I moved from West Coast to East Coast in college, I had 13 boxes, and you're not supposed to have that much, and of course it wasn't these past couple years, but we tipped the guy $20 and I got 13 boxes moved, plus my luggage. Yeah, I can imagine that for going cross country.
Yeah, well, same thing. We went in Hawaii. When you go to Hawaii, you're expected to buy a box of pineapples, and that counts against you. So what you do is you have the company that you buy the pineapples from do the shipping for you.
Yeah, so check all that shipping too, especially when you're traveling, because, well, you want to make sure it gets home. Because, should I admit this? I still have stuff in my garage from a friend that lives overseas who didn't want to pay an extra $400 to get the stuff home. So, check.
Okay, another tip is take only what you have in your carry-on. Another tip is to take advantage of, take only your carry-on with you, and with the minimum amount of stuff that you need. When you get to the location you're at, buy the things you need there, and then buy a second bag to put them in to take them back in.
Either that, or if you already have a bag that's collapsible, and you can take that with you.
Right.
That works too, because then you don't have to go shop for a bag unless you know a good place to buy it over there. Right?
If Las Vegas is a great place. If you go to Las Vegas, just take one bag with you, because on this trip you can find places where you can buy second bags to bring all the stuff back that you're bringing back with you. And you only have to pay for the baggage one way then.
That's true. These are tips from travelers. Let me think. Other ways they can save on airfare.
Let's see. Credit cards.
Oh, that's right. Make sure you have one of those credit cards, because some of them you gain extra miles by using your credit card. Sometimes you get extra bonuses, and other times your regular purchases help you, well, to get a ticket. Now, here's the rule of thumb: is when this is my family. You can get discounts on flights. You can get special packages on flights, because sometimes it's better to buy a package. Oh, and remember, Southwest Airlines is not included in a lot of like the Travelocity and Orbit searches. But use it so you can stretch that dollar. Maybe you can use your credit card miles to take the flight. Book the flight, get extra credit card miles.
And 2-for-1 flights are great.
Oh yeah, 2 for 1. So keep checking. Oh yeah, what was another thing? Oh, here was the rule of thumb: is that when a ticket is under $350, or $350, then that is the best time to just go ahead and buy your ticket. And if the ticket's more than that, then go ahead and use your miles. Now, you have to be a little careful on this, because on Southwest Airlines, I saved my ticket for so long that it expired. I know, I lost that free ticket. So make sure you check on those too, because they do expire, and you want to make sure that you use them. So this is Notaspringchick on how to spread your travel dollar when it comes to flying with airlines.